Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chrisley knows best. Todd Chrisley admits he broke prison rules. Here's what really happened behind bars. Chrisley knows best star Todd Chrisley isn't holding back at all. In a shocking confession, he openly admitted to breaking several rules in prison. Yes, you read that right. Fans initially used to learn about Todd's antics when he was behind bars. But now he is telling his own tale without even flinching a bit. He is talking about everything that happened to him while he was behind bars. But the tale doesn't really end here. Todd further discussed the dynamics that he faced in jail and made some shocking confessions. He even compared everything that he faced to what Julie experienced. What is this all about? What did he reveal? Keep on reading to learn more about this controversy, because the tea is really hot, and Todd isn't taking a step back. Chrisley knows best. Todd says Julie's memories kept him going in prison. Chrisley knows best star Todd Chrisley has finally come clean about life behind bars, and it is far from picture perfect. He and Julie recently appeared on Off the Vnepodcast by Caitlin Bristow. Todd told the host that he and Julie weren't able to talk to each other for 2.5 years. The latter explained that they were allowed to email, but they were really sporadic. Todd recalled remembering all the details of his relationship with Julie, even in prison. He revealed that there was a time when he got a magazine and felt it had the same smell as Julie. The celeb wasn't even able to control himself and ended up doing something out of the box. He rubbed the entire magazine on his pillow just to make sure that it had the same smell. Chrisley knows best. Todd broke many prison rules. Chrisley knows best stars Julie and Todd Chrisley had completely different experiences behind bars, and now they are comparing everything they faced. The latter openly confessed to breaking several rules behind bars. The celeb assured his audience that while he was breaking rules, Julie was the one who abided by them. Todd further revealed that he had several options to eat in prison. Todd claimed that he had access to things like chicken fila, Pizza Hut, and much more. But when it comes to Julie, she didn't have any of this. She revealed that she didn't even have street food for the entire time she was behind bars. The celeb further recalled that she didn't even get a chance to see a cell phone or any outside food during her entire time in prison. This is why Julie felt that eating healthy was very difficult during their prison time. However, they both had completely different experiences. But the one thing that was the same was that they both were in camps. Julie explained that there were no locks, and they could even walk out of the prison and sit in a car. Though they would surely have come for Todd and Julie, there was no violence or locks. What do you think? Do let us know in the comments section. Keep coming back to the TV season and spoilers for more updates. When Todd Chrisley finally spoke up about his time behind bars, no one expected him to admit this. The once perfectly coiffed patriarch of Chrisley Knows Best has never been one to shy away from controversy. But his latest confession has fans and critics alike in utter disbelief. After months of speculation and cryptic statements from his family, Todd has come forward with a jaw-dropping revelation. He did break prison rules, and now he's telling his side of the story. It all started with an unfiltered conversation on a new podcast episode Savannah Chrisley titled Unfiltered Freedom. Dad Speaks Out. Sitting in a small Nashville studio, Savannah hit record and asked her father the question fans had been dying to hear answered since his release. Dad, did you really break prison rules? Todd sighed deeply, his southern drawl slow and deliberate. Savannah, he began, I'm not proud of everything that happened in there. But I'll tell you this, sometimes you have to bend the rules to survive. A reality star in a harsh reality. Todd described life inside Pensacola Federal Prison as nothing like reality TV, unless the show was called Survivor, Sanitation Block C. He admitted he struggled to adjust during the early months of incarceration. The regimented routines, lack of privacy, and loss of control clashed violently with his personality. I'd spent decades managing an empire, controlling every detail of my environment, Todd explained. And suddenly, I couldn't even choose what kind of toothpaste I wanted. According to him, the turning point came 6 months into his sentence. They told me I couldn't have certain hygiene products, deodorant, lotion, or my preferred shampoo, because of distribution limits. I wasn't about to go around smelling like a teenage locker room. So what did Todd do? He traded. I found a guy who could get things, Todd said with a smirk. He was like the Amazon Prime of prison. You needed something, you put in your order. I traded him my dessert rations for a decent bottle of shampoo. Technically, that's against prison policy. But trust me, so is smelling like boiled cabbage every day. The unauthorized phone calls. But Todd's biggest admission wasn't about shampoo. It was about the secret phone calls. For months, fans had speculated that Todd somehow managed to communicate more often with his family than regulations allowed. Rumors circulated online that he'd used another inmate's call card or tapped into staff phones to reach Savannah and Julie. Now, for the first time, Todd confirmed it. I made a few calls I wasn't supposed to. When your wife is in a separate prison, your kids are struggling, and the system tells you can only talk for 15 minutes a week, you find a way. He revealed that one of the inmates had access to an old work phone used by the kitchen crew, and Todd used it several times to contact Savannah. I just needed to hear her voice. I needed to know Julie was okay. Every day I woke up thinking about her, wondering if she had hot water, if she was safe. They tell you love conquers all, but they don't tell you it's a federal offense to call your wife from the wrong phone. Julie's reaction. Savannah said her mother, Julie Chrisley, didn't know about Todd's prison calls until much later. Mom was furious when she found out, Savannah shared. She said, Todd, if you get sent to solitary for calling me, I'll never forgive you. But deep down, I think she was touched. Todd chuckled softly. Julie's my moral compass. She always played by the rules, even when I didn't. But those calls were the only thing that kept me going some days. They reminded me I wasn't just inmate #90324-089. I was still a husband, a father, a man. Trouble with the warden. Todd's small acts of rebellion didn't go unnoticed. One morning, he was called into the warden's office, a sterile, fluorescent-lit room that felt colder than any cell. They knew, Todd said. Someone had snitched. They asked if I'd been using another inmate's phone. I didn't lie. I just told them, Sir, if hearing my daughter's voice is a crime, I'll take the punishment. He was written up for a Class B infraction, a moderate violation that resulted in loss of commissary privileges for a month and temporary suspension from work duty. But Todd took it in stride. I told the warden, you can take away my snacks, but you can't take away my southern charm, he laughed. Let's just say he didn't find it nearly as funny as I did. The smuggled Bible. In another surprising revelation, Todd admitted he also received a Bible that hadn't been cleared by prison staff. Julie sent it, he said with a nostalgic smile. It wasn't contraband because of what it was contraband because of how it came in. She had it mailed through one of the prison ministry volunteers, instead of directly from a publisher. Technically, that's a violation. He shrugged. But that Bible saved me. It had her handwritten notes in the margins. When I felt hopeless, I'd read her little comments, verses about faith, love, and patience. It was like she was right there beside me. Life lessons from breaking the rules. Despite the confessions, Todd was careful to emphasize that he didn't view his actions as acts of defiance, but of humanity. I wasn't trying to be rebellious, he explained. I was trying to stay human. The system can strip away your freedom, but it shouldn't strip away your soul. He also used the experience to reflect on how fame had shaped him. I used to think being in control meant being powerful. But in prison, I learned that real strength is knowing when to let go, and when to stand up for the things that still matter, even when it costs you. Savannah's tears. As the podcast recording ended, Savannah wiped away tears. I think a lot of people will judge you for this, Dad, she said softly. But I hope they also see the heart behind it. Todd smiled. Sweetheart, if I cared what people thought, we'd still be filming season 10 of Chrisley Knows Best. Sometimes you've got to walk through the valley before you can tell people how good the light feels on the other side. Fans react. Within hours of the episode dropping, social media exploded. Some fans called Todd a hero for love, while others accused him of arrogance and hypocrisy. But one comment seemed to capture the collective sentiment. Say what you want about Todd Chrisley, but at least he's real. He may have broken rules, but he never broke faith with his family. What's next for Todd Chrisley? Now that he's out, Todd says he plans to use his experience to advocate for prison reform. There are good people in there who made bad choices, he said. And there are broken systems that need fixing. Maybe God put me there to see it firsthand. He hinted at a new documentary project in development, one that will show what really happens when reality TV meets real-life confinement.